Welcome. I am here. I am back. Happy Thursday morning to some good afternoon, to some a good night here on this beautiful Thursday, September 14th. This year is flying by, but you know, time does that, man. Time has a crazy way that it works, man. But I thank you guys for joining me. You know who I am, the one and only Michael Matthew himself, here to bring you your favorite show. And y'all know I gotta say it. These are the breaks. These are the breaks. Welcome to the latest episode of your favorite show, The Breaks, the show that is here to give you all the latest and greatest when it comes to the breaking news and hot news when it comes to the sports and culture world. And I know, usually I've been kicking it off with hoop talk, but y'all know the NFL season is full swing. Week 1 is behind us when it comes to the NFL. So I'm going to start with the NFL breakdown, baby, where I have to talk about something that broke my heart and broke a lot of people's heart Monday night when we saw Aaron Rodgers only throw or play 4 snaps. He threw a couple passes, only played 4 snaps before. What is crazy, he snapped his Achilles. He ruptured his Achilles. He's going to be out for the year. The injury looked a lot like Kevin Durant's injury. It was not great, man, and I feel so bad for the guy because he was so ready to play there in New York. He was so ready to try to do something that New York hasn't done since Joe Namath, and that's tried to bring them a Super Bowl title. But, man, just a tough break. The argument is about the field. Do we like the turf, grass? I'm a huge guy about grass. I love the grass fields. It gives you that old school football, and I think that it's slightly safer than the turf. But we know how the NFL goes. They're about their money. They think the turf looks good. The Giants-Jets share the same stadium, so it's no way that they can play a Sunday night game and Monday night game if they were using grass. It would take some time to get it right. So I can understand why the turf is there. I just hate it because it brings forth a lot of bad injuries. And not only was this terrible for the Jets, because now they have to count on Mr. Wilson to try to do what Aaron Rodgers was hoping to do and bring them a Super Bowl. But it's not going to happen. He isn't that guy. He showed us Monday night they were able to escape with a win, but it's because that defense is so top-notch. So I'm hoping that we can see Aaron Rodgers again, and I believe so. The guy, reached out yesterday on Twitter and Instagram, letting people know that he believes he's going to recover. So it's going to be a tough season for the Jets. But, man, what a break. And hopefully we can get Aaron Rodgers back and he can look like himself because he's one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. Even when Brady was having this crazy run, I always felt that Aaron Rodgers was the most talented quarterback we have seen until Patrick Mahomes entered the league and showed everybody what he can do. But a bad break for the Jets, of course. Bad break for the Packers, who, if Aaron Rodgers would have played 70% of the snaps, they would have received a first-round pick. Now he's not going to get anywhere near 70% of the snaps played for the Jets, so they are going to receive a second-round pick. So you have Aaron Rodgers leaving, and he's out when it comes to his injury. And you have Chris Jones returning for the Kansas City Chiefs. We were able to hear from him yesterday at the press conference. He is ready to go. It looks like he's going to be playing. I'm excited as a Chief fan that he's going to be back. The league has to be excited unless you have to play the Chiefs because he's one of the better players in the league. He was top 10 when it came to the NFL player rankings countdown that the players picked. So he's one of the better guys in the league. He's back. He signed his 1-year deal. I don't know what's going on with his agents. how you just come up with this deal. You didn't try to have him hold out for more, but now it's going to be part 2 during the offseason. But we can forget all about it because he can focus on football, and it looks like he's going to be ready to go. Andy Reid said, yeah, it looks like he's going to be ready to go yesterday, so I'm pretty sure he's going to practice later today, and we're going to get more words on that. But happy to see Chris Jones back. The defense looked amazing on the first Thursday night of the NFL season. You know, it was the offense that let them down. But I believe with him, the Chiefs may actually have a chance to have a top 10 defense, which is crazy. I got to give a shout out to the Los Angeles Rams. They took care of business, upsetting the Seattle Seahawks. They scored 30 points without Cooper Kupp. It was big time play by Matthew Stafford. Kyron Williams was able to score a couple touchdowns there running. They got some big play from the receivers. Two of the receivers were able to catch 115 yards. It was a very surprising victory for the Rams. Very disappointing loss for the Seahawks, who a lot of people came in like, hey, maybe they can challenge the 49ers truly for the NOS title, but it don't look like it's going to happen because they struggled in game one, and the 49ers right now look like the best team in football. We know they have one of the top defenses. Brock Purdy is doing his thing. Ayuk catching a couple touchdowns. They got Debo McCaffrey going crazy with a bunch of yards rushing and a big touchdown. So the Niners look very, very tough. But we got to talk about it. The Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals, the two challengers to the Chiefs. We all know the Chiefs lost, but the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals, they both struggled mightily week one. We saw Josh Allen throwing a pick. We thought he played for the Jets for a while, how many times he was giving the ball away to the Jets. He threw 3 interceptions to one guy, and he lost a fumble. Just a terrible, terrible performance. Stephon Diggs already came into the season wanting more from his team, wanting more from his quarterback, and he looked very disappointed Monday night. So, man, tough L for them, but I know they're going to bounce back. So let's see if they can do that this week. The Cincinnati Bengals, they scored not 1, not 2, but 3 points. That's it. This is not football, you know, the soccer game that so many people love. This is the NFL football. And scoring 3 points does not lead to victories, and that's exactly what happened. Joe Burrow throwing like 86 points, and he was terrible. You know how I know? Because he's my fantasy quarterback. He let me down, and it was just an embarrassing performance with so many weapons. Everybody was going crazy in Twitter, Instagram, TV world, talking about Patrick Mahomes and his struggles, but his receivers are dropping the ball. He didn't have his best offensive weapon, and he was still able to score 20 points, and if Kadarius Toney catches the ball late, the Chiefs have a chance to win that game. Joe Burrow has no excuse. He had all of his weapons in the backfield, all of his receivers out wide, and he had a terrible, terrible game. And I know the weather was a little tricky there and kind of ugly, but what a terrible performance for the Cincinnati Bengals. But it's week one. We cannot panic about any of these teams losing games because, hey, the Bengals lost their first, 1 or 2 games last year, and they made it to the damn AFC Championship game. So week one, you're kind of filling it out. A lot of guys don't play in the preseason. That's the new wave that, you know, a lot of coaches go through. So you're going to see some ugly football, not just week one. I will also say week number 2 because it's going to be that way until guys get into a groove. And that's when you see the best of the best football. Around week 4 is when you really see the teams break out, and the teams that are going to be great, the teams that are going to be bad. You start to see that then. But I'm just excited football back because NFL football is nothing like it, because what comes with that, college football is going crazy. SC is doing big things. Colorado doing big things. Florida State, are they finally back? It is that time to see it, man. But I'm really excited, man. Football is here, and it's here to stay. We got a lot more weeks. I have to give a shout out to Tyreek Hill. Put on a great performance here in Los Angeles. He dominated the Chargers. The man caught 211 yards, running all over the field in that big-time win for the Miami Dolphins. Tua looks like he means business, and I know a lot of people like to poke at him and make jokes and, talk about everything when it comes to the injuries, talk about him not being that guy. But he is a special quarterback, and he showed it week 1. And I believe the biggest win of week 1 was that win on the road for the Miami Dolphins, because they're going to be a team that has to be reckoned with. So I can't wait to see more of them. But I got more football for you. It's that time of the year. I wasn't here last week to give you my predictions, and I don't want you to say this guy is just picking these guys because they're playing well. No, today I am giving you my NFL predictions, and I am going to let you know who I have winning it all when it comes to MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and who's winning this year's Super Bowl. I got you covered here on your favorite show, The Breaks. We'll be back in a minute.
What's up, y'all? This is Lexi Brown with the LA Sparks, and you're watching Infanity TV.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss, raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball because Lexi at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. 3 championships, more than good, bro.
Pro Fan Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
To rock with your boy, for staying with me here for your favorite show, The Break. So I left off talking the NFL and giving my predictions. So it's that time, baby. So we're going to start off with my division winners. We're going to start in the AFC, since I am here in beautiful Los Angeles, California, on the west coast of this beautiful country. So I'm going to start off AFC West. I have the Kansas City Chiefs taking that division there. AFC North, I have the Baltimore Ravens. We saw them week 1. Lamar Jackson has weapons on the outside. They were able to play well, and I know it was the Texans, but he has weapons. He didn't even have Mark Andrews, and Odell Beckham made some plays. Zay Flowers looks like a player, and they have Rashad Bateman. It sucks that they lost J.K. Dobbins, but you know that team always finds a way to run the ball with Lamar. They have Gus Edwards there, so I think they're going to be okay. I'm sticking with them for my pick for winning the AFC North. AFC South, pretty easy. It's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that I have a lot of love for this year, and I'm going to tell you even more why later, but it is going to be a great, great season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then I have to go to the AFC East, where I have, that's right, the Miami Dolphins. I just talked about Tyreek Hill before the break. I believe that guy is going to have an amazing year. I trust in Tua. I love Jalen Waddle. They don't even have Ramsey back yet. Once he comes back, he gives them another great corner on the outside. Bradley Chubb is there. I think Mike McDaniels is a great, great coach, and he's going to get the very best out of this team. And I got them winning the AFC East. And they're making the playoffs, of course, the wild card teams. I got the Cincinnati Bengals because they always figure it out, and they have Joe Burrow. I trust in Joku 2.0. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I have them making it because Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He won't turn the ball over every game like he did Monday night there. So they're going to be okay. And I had to make a change. I really did. Because before the season started, I had the New York Jets making the playoffs. 3 teams from the AFC West, but now it's no way I can put the Jets in the playoffs because I don't trust Zach Wilson, even though I love that defense and I love Garrett Wilson, but I can't trust them, so I'm going to replace the Jets and I'm going to put in the Los Angeles Chargers to have them make the playoffs because they're ballers. So for the AFC, once again, Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Jacksonville Jaguars as division winners. My wild card teams, I have the Bengals, Bills, and the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's for the AFC, my picks to make the playoffs. For the NFC, I have the Niners taking care of business in the NFC West. They might have the best team in football. For them, it always comes down to can they win the big game in the playoffs. So I see them winning that division once again. NFC East, man, Dallas look incredible. They dominated the Giants on Sunday night, but I'm going to trust in the Eagles. I think that they've been there. They've done that. I trust Jalen Hurts. I know what he does. He doesn't really turn the ball over. That defense is amazing. I still can't believe how they were able to draft Jalen Carter, who already has a sack so far this year. So I got them. And then, I guess it's a surprise pick. Don't think I'm a hater. I'm not saying that the Lions aren't ballers. But I have the Green Bay Packers winning the NFC North. I really trust Jordan Love. I like the team that they have around him. All he has to do is be Jimmy G, and that team can make it into the playoffs. So I believe that he can be Jimmy G because he has enough skills, and he had to learn something from Aaron Rodgers, right? So I have the Packers winning that division. And then when it comes to the NFC South, I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons. I know that it looked tough, even though they got the win. It looked really tough on Sunday, but I trust in them with the pieces that they have on offense. Drake London won't have 0 stats every game. They're going to figure it out with Reader. They're going to run the ball. Bijan is already showing you that he is Christian McCaffrey-like when it comes to his skills. So I have them winning the NFC South. The wild card, man, I have the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to be in it for sure. They're going to be battling the Eagles to try to even steal the NFC East. I'm going to go with Seattle. I think that Seattle is going to bounce back after that tough loss versus the Rams week 1. And they're going to figure some things out. And I was going back and forth. Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, who do I trust more? I know the Lions got the big victory, but for some reason, I know that Kirk Cousins won't win your Super Bowl, but he always finds a way to get into the playoffs. So I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. I know Detroit Lion fans, don't be mad and call me this and that. I just don't see it. They got to prove me wrong. They're a lot like the Chargers. They have to prove me wrong for me to believe in them. And right now, I just don't believe that they're going to get into the playoff this year. And just to give away some awards, Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill. He's already showing that he's amazing.
Winner!
Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go with Sauce Gardner. I think even more now that defense is going to get a lot of coverage and love, and I think he's going to make plays throughout the season and take home a Defensive Player of the Year award. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I got Bijan Robinson. He's that guy. I think the best offensive player to come in this draft, so he's going to get this award. Will Anderson Jr., the pass rusher with the Texans, he's going to find a way to make some noise, and he is going to get that award. I got Green Bay winning the division. I believe that Matt LaFleur is going to get a lot of love because he's finally playing his guy. He don't have to deal with the ego and personality of Aaron Rodgers. And with his guy, if he can go out and win 11, 12 games and win that division, he's going to get a lot of love. He's going to get a lot of praise. And I believe in him. That's why I have him as Coach of the Year. Then MVP, I told you about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe they have a chance to have the most wins when it comes to an AFC team this year because they're in an easy division and because I believe that Trevor Lawrence is truly a baller. By the end of this year, Trevor Lawrence will be in the class with Patrick Mahomes, with Josh Allen, with Joe Burrow. Hell, he might even jump Josh Allen and possibly Joe Burrow because of the year I expect this man to have to gain an MVP award that neither Allen or Joe Burrow have. But I have the Chiefs. I have the Niners, the rematch of a few years ago in the Super Bowl, and It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a toss-up. I can't even pick yet. I will do that later in the season, but I believe that it is going to be some great football this year. You guys let me know what you think. Do you believe in your favorite team? Are they going to ball out? Are the Chiefs going to go back to back like they tried to do a couple years ago? I don't know, but I need a break. You need a break because I have more here for you with your favorite show, The Breaks.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Welcome back. I'm not done here yet. Here for the break. So, I had to talk about my football and talk about the gridiron and all of that, give you my predictions. Let me know. What do you guys think? Do you agree with my stuff, or am I out of my mind, which some people might feel? But, it's time for that breakaway report where I have to talk about some NBA, some hoops. But I'm going to start off with some break it or leave it, baby. And I'm so happy. Yesterday, we were able to get what I've been waiting for a long time. So let me know. Should we break it? Should we leave it? Is it something that we like? The NBA have approved a new policy that a team is unable to rest 2 players in the same game, 2 star players, that is. A star is defined as someone who has made an all-star or all-NBA team in the past 3 seasons. The NBA is tired of it. They're tired of this load management. I know the TV networks are tired of it. How many times have we I can't wait for this big-time TNT Thursday night game, and then there's no LeBron playing. You are a loser. There's no AD playing. There's no Giannis playing. Now we're stuck watching the others play and trying to bring us that excitement that we were hoping to see with the superstars. So I think it's about damn time for the fans who love this game, who pay all this money, who at the last minute show up and say, hey, LeBron is getting a rest day. And you have those people who want to argue against it and say, hey, as long as your team win a championship. But damn it, I want them to win, but I just paid this money to watch them play. I want to see them on the court. Michael Jordan, in his final year, the guy that everybody or most people call the GOAT, played 82 games on pretty much one leg because he understood that people are paying to see me play. I have to show up and be there for them. Unless I'm truly hurt and I can't go, I will be on the court. We love Kobe because he showed that passion, always being on the court. So I am so happy this is happening for the league. For the teams that have those players: Celtics, Sixers, Warriors, Clippers, Lakers, Suns, Kings, Grizzlies, Bulls, Cavaliers, Bucks, Hawks, Heat, Timberwolves, and Mavericks. These are the teams that have multiple star players. So hopefully hopefully we won't be seeing Kawhi Leonard sitting too much, PG sitting too much. These guys who have taken advantage of this load management thing, because we want to see basketball as much as we can, and we want to see it at its best. So let me know if you guys break it or leave it. I got to talk more about hoops. Adam Silver, we had that happen yesterday, but also yesterday he talked about the trade demands of players like Dame Lillard and James Harden, and he's not a fan of it, just like I'm not a fan of it. Adam Silver says he don't like these players doing this. He doesn't like it as a league. He wants the players and teams to both honor their contracts. He's watching everything that's going on in Portland and Philadelphia and hoping they get it resolved to everyone's satisfaction. So you have a contract. I don't give a damn what anybody saying that, teams would just trade you out of nowhere, which is true. It does happen. But these players decide to sign with these teams. No one forced James Harden to sign re-up with the Sixers. I know he was told one thing, but until you see it in paper, I wouldn't believe it, where he could have opted out. Dame Lillard, no one told him a couple years to re-sign with the Portland Trail Blazers. He wanted to be, quote-unquote, loyal. Now when you see the team has to rebuild and is going into that direction, now you like, I only want to play for the Heat. It makes no sense. You signed that contract. You have to figure it out. And if they trade you somewhere you don't like, I thought you're a basketball player. I thought that's what you signed up for, to hoop. Just go and hoop. That's your job. And hopefully you can get to the right team. But you guys trying to dictate where you're traded to and things like that, it really sucks, especially for the fans, man. We just want to see you guys play. And we don't want to see you guys trying to dictate everything when it comes to the league, because people pay for the front of the jerseys more than they pay for the back of the jersey, just to let you know. We got to talk about Team USA, because they leave the World Cup without a medal. Real simple. Of course, we need the big names. The big names are going to show up in the Olympics. LeBron is trying to gather the Avengers so that they can make things happen. But I believe that it's time for USA basketball to focus a lot on the bigs. I think that the bigs really need to get back to being dominant around the rim, being strong, posting up, having moves, finishing left hook, right hook, being dominant around the paint, because when the USA was dominating, that's what was leading the teams. You had, Elijah Wan and, Ewing and David Robinson and Shaq and, Dwight, Tyson Chandler, different guys like that. You got to have that, because that was the difference in the World Cup. They just weren't big enough. They just weren't strong enough, and it came back to hurt them. So hopefully that they can figure that out. But I'm not done. There's more hoops to talk about. The WNBA playoffs are here. It has started. It is fun. I hope that you are tapping in. I hate that the Sparks aren't playing, but it's still going to be some great basketball. And I know I've been loving on the Las Vegas Aces all year long and telling you that they're one of the greatest teams of all times, which they can be if they take care of business. But I don't see it happening anymore. I really like the Liberty. I really think that Sabrina, Brianna, Jonquel Jones, Vandersloot over there, that they are ready to go and they got enough chemistry now. So I'm going with the New York Liberty to bring home the WNBA title. WNBA fans, let me know what you think. Am I right or wrong? Because damn it, I guarantee that I'm going to be right. Winner! Because the Liberty are ready to go. But before we get up out of here, I got more for you. I got to talk about somebody who's breaking all the rules, and I'm just not going to give you too much on it, but a guy who's clearly breaking the rules, Kevin Porter Jr. I can never agree with domestic violence. It is a terrible, terrible thing in this world. No one should be putting their hands on anybody. Guy hitting a girl, girl hitting a guy. It has to be better. People has to be better. And a guy like this, you have to know you're going to lose so much. You got to be better than this. So now, he should suffer the consequence of his mistakes. And we're going to see what happens. His career may be over, but he is a guy that is breaking all of the rules. And we got some more, Heartbreak Hotel. And I got to talk about Izzy, who suffered a defeat to Sean Strickland. for the UFC middleweight title. It was a huge upset, one of the biggest upsets in the middleweight division. I couldn't believe that Adesanya didn't show up and take care of business, but shout out to Sean Strickland doing his thing. So I know, Izzy, that you're in Heartbreak Hotel, and I got more for you. Because that's why you're here, so that you can see more of me. So you got to break out with me, because I have to talk about my Star Wars and my Disney Plus show, because Ahsoka is the best series so far on the Disney Plus app or streaming platform, whatever you call it. It is showing you why Star Wars is one of the greatest things that this world has ever seen. What Ahsoka is doing, this episode 5, if you haven't seen it yet, you better go watch it, because it's a lot of Anakin. It's Darth Vader. It takes you back to the Clone Wars. It takes you to the Siege of Mandalore. It is amazing. This show is greater than anything I expected. I was kind of expecting for it to be a flop, but they are killing it. The Winning Time show, a success. The final show this Sunday. Shout out to them doing a great job on HBO. Jeannie Buss even loves it, so you have to check it out. Shannon Sharp, you're going to get it right, man. I know you keep calling Stephen A. Skip, but you're going to figure it out. You guys have been great together. I am tapping in. And before I leave, I have to give a shout out to Love, Black Love, Nelly, Ashanti. They're back together, so I got to give a shout out to that, because we love love. We got to make sure there's a lot of love in this world, because it's a lot of craziness. And then Nas, he's going to be dropping Magic 3 tonight. I hope you tap in. It's his final album with Hit Boy. And before I leave, I'm going to leave you with a bomb. I'm going to tell you that Nasir Jones is the Kobe Bryant of rap, a guy that looks like the greatest, that give you everything of the greatest, but he just doesn't have the accolades like a Jay-Z, like a Eminem, other guys that people feel are the GOAT. But Nasir Jones, the Kobe Bryant of rap, is dropping Magic 3 tonight, his finale with Hit Boy. They got on a crazy run. King Disease, great. Magic, great. 1, 2, and now 3. I'm so excited. I hope you are too. I thank you guys for tapping in with your favorite sports personality in the land. Mike Hill Matthew here with your favorite show, The Breaks. I'll catch you next week, baby.